So a year ago, I made this video about this instax camera because I just really wanted to be one of those like tomboy girls who can take polaroids, you know? I wanted to feel like I was wasting like $5 every time I took a shot and it ended up being horrible. But you know, I wanted that experience. I wanted to waste my money. So I made a video where I unboxed it and like I took my first shot and like gave a little review, which I don't know what happened. It kind of blew up and is at 400,000 views. I don't know why though. It's just me. So I've gotten a lot of exciting comments on that video, of course. Most of them being really sweet, like, oh, I'm getting one. Oh, this is such a good review. And then there are the negative ones as well, which I love. Most of them being that I faked my unboxing. Second, that I talk way too much. Like they straight out just told me to shut up. And then the third one being that I sounded and looked like a man. So yeah, you know, those ones are literally my favorite comments because they make me laugh. Like, you brighten up my day quite literally. I actually did buy a lot of extra film because I was going to like test it out and see how the camera worked, and I was gonna do an update. And then here we are a year and 2 months or 1 month later, and I still haven't done anything. So I just randomly thought now would be the best time. As you can see, I do have some of them back here. I have some on my string light and I have some hanging right here. It's actually fun. It's like the and I'm gonna tell you like the do's and don'ts, how to not fuck up and waste a lot of money, because these shots cost damn much money. Now they're all removed, and before we get into this, I just want to say I've had this camera for a year and I still don't know how to work it. So maybe take my advice with a grain of salt, because I still haven't figured out how to use it properly. Like, I feel like I don't take the picture, like the camera decides what it wants to do. So you just go along. It's like the curls. You don't know, you just let them do what they want to do. So to prove my point about how hard it is to take a proper picture, this is my pile of good pictures, I would say, or like okay pictures, and this is my pile of shitty pictures. The only thing you really can do about this camera is adjust the settings, which work like hell. So like, why even bother? You should just follow the suggested light, because when you try to be like really professional and mess with that, you'll regret it. I actually tested out that theory like when I first got it with 3 pictures, and I was at home and I was taking a picture of my handy dandy clothing rack thing, and it suggested doing the home lighting button. So I tried with 3 different. I used like the first 3. There's the home button, the cloud, and the sunlight. So I first tried with the sunlight, and this is how the picture turned out. Then I went with the cloud, and like you can see something but it's not there. And then I just went with the sunlight that they suggested, and then we ended up with this picture, which obviously is much better than everything else. What I will say is that colors aren't your best friend with this camera. So if you really want colorful pictures, maybe this camera isn't the best. It will always look like a bit like the retro darkish black and white. So that ain't your style. This is the first picture I ever took, which is in my review unboxing video. So I just feel like the camera, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work like I want to. Like, I took this picture in front of a mirror, like my mirror, full sunlight. It was like 2 p.m. and it turned out like this. Like, if you notice how dark the background is, and I used the button. Ew, there's an animal crawling on my curve. And that's what confuses me when you use the suggested light, and the house lighting should give you the most lighting because it figures that you are inside and you can't get a lot of natural lighting. And that's what happened when I was traveling, when I was in Amsterdam, and me and my friend were inside a mall, and they had really pretty Christmas decorations that I wanted to take pictures of. So this is a Christmas tree that you can't see, and then this is like ceiling decorations that you can't see, and like I used I used, oh, why does it not work? And then this was a picture I tried to take of my friend, but I had forgotten that it was still on the home button. You can see how like overly bright it is, like this exposure is too high. So that's like really an important thing when you're outside. Don't use the home button, and really make sure to check, because sometimes I'm just like, okay, let's take the picture, because I usually take them inside and then I fuck up. Now I can show you my better pictures. I really will say that I think taking the pictures outside makes for a brighter and more colorful pictures. I think they're my favorites. I have like a few here. This was like at a lake kind of thing, and like the blues in this picture are really pretty, and then like the green trees on the back side. I really like this photo, but what you can't see is that a dog was just like, I was ready to take a picture of a dog jumping into the water, so you can kind of see him down here. And then I have these three, which were like kind of a class gathering event that we put up, and I feel like you can still see that the exposure is too high, even though I was using like the suggested setting. Those are these three right here. As you can see, they're colorful, they're bright, and you actually see the people, what we're doing, like how we're positioned. And I really do like these pictures. But my favorite ones are really the ones outside. The camera really focuses on like the first thing. Let's say you're taking a group photo, so the person in the back will have like the least exposure. So don't let it be the brown person, because I tried that. Also, because I tried to take a picture, you can clearly see the flowers on here, which are really pretty. But there's actually a cat in the back that you can't see in this photo, because it really just puts exposure on the first like item, or like what's in front. So it just took all the lighting away from the cat, which was like, I wanted a cat picture, not this. We do have more pictures inside, like these three, which are like mostly, which are only, I was about to say mostly, which these three are only with my friends. And again, when you're inside, really just focus on getting to a room that is pretty heavily lighted. That's not a word. Lit. No, please don't. It's better to take pictures outside, in my opinion, because of the natural lighting. I think the camera works really well with that. Also, just make sure, like I said, to like have what you want to focus on in front, because like the lighting can mess with that. Also, just follow the suggestions of the camera, because usually they're right. You can't trick them. I tried that with these pictures and you can't do that. You just follow what the camera says and you will get pretty decent pictures. Also, it's more the memories and like what you have in the pictures. They don't need to be perfect, which can make me laugh like thinking about these pictures. I do think that they're different from like taking a normal photo on a camera or your phone, because I don't know, it's just like, it's another experience, like a live action feed, like you're watching it, like when you watch something for the first time and you just take this photo. It's really just the spur of the moment. And I also feel like when I look at these photos, which are taken with the instax camera, I tend to remember the moments a lot more than when I've just taken something with my phone, because you take them so many times. So with these, I really do remember us posing for the camera, making sure everything is good, because you know damn well these photos are expensive. I haven't used the camera too much, so the tips I just gave you are what I have learned throughout the year of using it. Or like a pro or something like that, leave some tips in the comments, because I know I could learn more. I'm sure other people will like to as well. So if you have experiences, tips, you got that tea, put it down below in the comments. Tell us everything. I hope this little update will actually help someone. If not, then I just wasted my time, but that's fine, because I'm a good person. I'm just trying to help people out, you know. But that was it for this really interesting video. If you did find some of these tips helpful, then you should like the video to let me know that you like the video. I'm not good at rhyming, but that was it. Bye.